Are we really betrayed about sugar? Are there lies about diet products? Stay with me to clarify these issues for you. Hello and welcome back to healthrelaxingtube. In this video, I will explain some of the unspoken facts about sugar. This is one of the biggest crimes when a doctor tells you to eat Splenda instead of sugar. And do not doubt, all this will be proven over time. When doctors want their patients to lose weight, as well as various diet institutions, encourage them to eat non-fat products or low-fat, and of course diet products, anything that has a diet written on it, or eat sugar-free. These are all crimes. Not only does this not make you lose weight, it not only does not reduce your appetite, but it also increases your appetite for false foods. It also causes many of the deadly diseases that are present today. After millions of years of evolution, the human body has reached a self-mechanism, which adjusts and balances itself, just like a thermometer or thermostat that keeps you balanced. Suppose, for example, the foods we eat our body needs to take in a number of calories, which it uses as energy. When the body absorbs the required amount of food, the nervous system secretes hormones that attract attention to the mouth, intestines, and stomach, and send a message. Because you see, in the whole body, all the cells and organs and all the glands are all in contact with each other. When the body reaches a stage where it receives the necessary calories and energy from a good and healthy food, then the hormones that send the message of satisfaction are secreted. Note, this is about a healthy food. If it weren't for the nervous system and hormones, we would be eating non-stop. It is an evolved system that, by order of the nervous system, our stomach secretes hormones based on hunger, and our mouth craves food. So our body has to decide how many calories and how much energy it needs, not a dietitian. Not like those who are given coffee and donuts in the morning and told that there is no problem as long as the calories are below 1,500. All these calorie counting and even weighing is nothing more than a mistake. Those who want to lose weight and those who are overweight, you and your doctor and dietitian should not decide what your desired weight is, but when your body is healthy, it decides for itself what its desired weight is. We have to work on health, and then the body itself decides what the ideal size and weight should be. Not your scales, not calorie counting, not Hollywood diets and the mistakes that are being made today. Think about it, if all this were true, society would not be getting fatter and sicker day by day. So when we are satisfied with food, we go to work and continue to live our lives, until the next meal we consume with a balance. Now here is the important part. When we eat lacking calorie foods, unhealthy foods, our body system and human nature will not know and will not accept as a food that must enter our body system to be metabolized, digest and absorb. Sugar. This is undoubtedly a poison. It has no nutrients. It breaks down all its nutrients and becomes a worthless substance, which our body must invest in to turn it into healthy food, and the more we eat it, the more our body breaks down from good food. But worse and more dangerous than this toxin are its alternatives, which are like atom bombs in our body, called artificial sugars, aspartame, sucralose, saccharin. Saccharin is found in many chemical medicines and packaged foods. Aspartame is also found in more than 6,000 different diet foods. Ever wonder how the FDA allows a chemical called aspartame, which was originally registered to be an appetite enhancement, to now be turned into a diet substance by rotating 180 degrees? And say because it has no calories. Of course, we know that it does not contain any nutrients, and the substances that make it up are all very dangerous substances, full of gasoline, propane, and things like that, plus other very dangerous chemicals. If you pay attention, you will understand how this toxic substance that is given to us with different titles in different foods, how can they say that this substance is a diet and they do not gain weight? This is an example of betrayal and crime against us in the food and pharmaceutical industry. Of course, many doctors are also deceived because they do not have complete information or have been brainwashed. When these enter the body because they are deficient in nutrients or calories, then our body suffers from false starvation. Why? Because the body does not have the necessary nutrients, calories, vitamins, and minerals, amino acids, and proteins. Our bodies still feel hungry after eating, and the first things they go for are simple carbohydrates and sugary foods. Chocolate, sweets, white bread, and things like that, or Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Diet Coca and other sweets. And because everyone was told that if you do not want to get fat, go for diet products, they still eat diet products, and again the body goes deeper and deeper like a vortex. From now on, the body becomes weaker due to the lack of healthy nutrients. The body craves more sugary foods, blood sugar is impaired, and if blood sugar is impaired, all other diseases can be overcome. And the liver, which has to process these chemicals, gets damaged, which means that all the body's systems are in danger. While many people sit up and calmly constantly say that these are not harmful, and regularly recommend consuming them. Of course, we know that there are many different stories behind the scenes. So by now you know that when you eat these substances you are more hungry and you eat more, and of course the cells are more hungry for real food, and you eat more again. The more you eat, the more weight you gain, due to cakes, chocolates and chemicals, and on the other hand, the body's defense system gradually becomes weaker, and because food does not reach the cells and we suffer from various diseases. So it makes you fatter and sicker. People who eat diet products, you see that they are either obese or overweight, or sick. And they do not know what causes these problems. They need to know that nothing outside should decide your health or weight. Our main existence is smarter and more intelligent than all this, and with the power of self-preservation, it can take the body to any stage. Is brown sugar better than white sugar? A question that is always there and is part of brainwashing. The answer is quite clear, they are both poisonous and no different. Everything you hear is fed to people by production companies with advertising and propaganda. Both brown and white sugars are among the deadliest toxins in the world. For example, for one of the largest beverage companies in the world that you are all familiar with, for 50 years own all scientists with bribes and the whole market for selling sugar and its products by manipulating people's minds. Now, around the world, the voices of old and aged scientists are being heard acknowledging this catastrophe. Based on self-selling or coercion or manipulation. Sugar is one of the most important causes of almost all diseases in humans, so by just removing this chemical and toxin from your daily diet, if possible, you are halfway to health. Perhaps it is better to mention some physicians, young or old, who are still under the illusion that all the books written during their teaching are pure and holy. And all this writing is true and there is no bribery or manipulation in them. So I suggest you always think a little more about all the important things and research, especially if it is related to your health and nutrition. Most of all calamities are due to sugar, but people in stores usually only pay attention to the amount of fat and cholesterol. There are two types of sugars, either sugarcane or sugar beet. Very useful herbs full of antioxidants, vitamins and minerals. Humans take this beneficial substance to the factory and turn it into a toxic substance that lacks any antioxidants, vitamins and minerals, and remains a useless energy. When the sugar is dried, it turns brown. It is also produced in white by adding a bleaching chemical. Both calories are the same, for example, one has almost 400 calories per 100 grams and the other has 399.99 calories per 100 grams. Which is like a joke. But most people have been deceived by this simple trick. Even if you stay away from sugar for just 2 weeks, you will find that you are strangely much less hungry, because blood sugar stabilizes itself, and now your cells can feed. Because sugar is a toxin for the body begins to reject it, which is insulin resistance. Finally, let me tell you that sugar is stored by the liver as fat throughout the body. So the main action of obesity is sugar. The more you know about the dangers of sugar, the more there are. You are probably now telling yourself that I am smart, and how can a smart person be easily poisoned or betrayed? The answer is that big companies practically do not force anyone to do something. Instead, they secretly and openly advertise, and by propaganda spread false news for their own benefit. In the next step they repeat this until it becomes a belief in your subconscious mind. From then on society will do what they want on their own, without any pressure or coercion. So do not be surprised if everyone inadvertently buys the poison of sugar and cigarettes, and thousands of other deadly poisons, and make huge profits into the pockets of these companies and instead lose their physical and mental health more and more day by day. They know the power of ways to penetrate the subconscious mind and conscience, and spend huge sums of money on it. In the following videos, we will definitely talk about the subconscious mind and how it works and how to control or reconstruct it. I hope this important article was useful to you. Thank you for being with me. If the content of this video was useful, please consider to like and subscribe. Happy food, happy body.